Hello everybody, JP Moss here. Thank you for subscribing to my channel on YouTube. The blogger who just blogs and blogs. Honestly, I'm going to take down some videos. There's actually more videos than you're aware of. I've got about 200 more which are hidden or just taken down. I don't have as many subscribers. I appreciate those of you that are here. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to me and talk to me. I try to get to everything you say to me. If I don't reply to you, I do take interest in what you're saying, and I do action it. I do go in and try to, well, if that video didn't work for somebody, I have a review on it. If I can't fix the technical fault or even upload, I'll just take it down, redo it, or just review the video and say, look, that just maybe we should try try a new video. You know, there's always that. I guess today I'm thinking about my childhood, late 1970s. Takes me back to a time in America where they were revamping the Mickey Mouse Club. Walt Disney was doing a promotional of the club, and they were putting it out there. Reruns of the 1950s TV show where Annette Funicello was featured, Darlene Gillespie and Sharon Baird, and all these other people, Big Roy, the original cast. And I was a little boy, and I watched these reruns. It meant a lot to me. I really connected to that little girl, Annette, having no idea as an orphan that I was even an orphan, and that this girl is in fact my mother. There it was. They did a promotional. They said it was a TV commercial. You'd have to have been around in the 1970s. Today's a different time. 21st century is a very different world we live in. Because back in those days, you only had about 5 channels on TV, and that was it. Maybe 5 if you're lucky. No one had cable. What's satellite? What are you on about? Digital didn't exist. That was... So you had TV from that time, very different reality. And so they did a TV commercial for the Mouseketeers. And they said, you too can be a Mouseketeer. And they said, come on down to your local mall where we'll be putting booths up, a small booth in your local mall in your hometown, sponsored, of course, by the Disney company. And if you pay a certain amount of money, you get a certificate and a hat, a Mickey Mouse Club hat. And you get a T-shirt. You won't have your name on it, but it'll be a T-shirt. I think it was $10. And that was a lot of money back in the late 70s. That was a lot of money. Well, I was running around at the time as a child. I was a very quiet, intelligent child, bright-minded child, and very sensitive to this. So I got my Aunt Molly, or Melissa's sister, Mother Melissa, family in Texas. I was living with her at the time, because there was a time that I wasn't living with Mother Melissa and Sister Stella. There was a divorce in the 1970s, a breakup, rather awful breakup, where allegations were running around that I wasn't Scott's kid, because I didn't look like him. And I'm not saying that he left for that reason, but there was a lot of pressure on him to get out of this relationship. Well, then it was just the 3 of us. And times were really hard. Now she had to borrow money. She worked odd jobs. We had babysitters, nurseries. And at some point, for reasons I still don't know why, I had to go live with her sister Molly. Or as you see me on Facebook, talk about Aunt Molly. And that was almost a year of my life. And for all that time, I didn't see Mother Melissa. I didn't see Stella. So I went from what I thought was a mom and dad, and the Moss family was huge, had tons of money, and J.V. Moss his dad, or the man I thought was my grandfather, actually owned over 1,000 acres. Now here in England, this is not 1,000 acres, but if you can look around me just for a minute, J.B. Moss, the man I thought was my granddad, had 5 times this much property I'm walking through right now. 5 times more. And I used to go on tractor rides with him and horse rides with him. He had a horse ranch and everything. He was a millionaire. We know now he was CIA and mafia. We know now that the baby that Melissa, when she fell pregnant with Scott Moss, JB's people got involved. Now, I'm not saying JB was involved, but his people got involved and said that that's inconvenient. He's an inconvenient baby. We can't have that baby here. And so he got ripped away from all of them. And, of course, I was ripped away from the family in California. I don't know where this guy is, but I swear to God, he's more of a brother to me than we have a lot in common, him and I. Wherever you are, you're my brother, dude. We're of the same blood, you and me. And so he goes on out of the picture. Oh, sorry. I'm holding a small video phone. He goes out of the picture for good. And I came in the family. End of story. There it is. So I'm running around with, living with Molly at this point. So my life pretty much dwindled into that. And I want to be a Mouseketeer. I was saying this as a child. We went down to the mall. We went to the North Hills Mall outside of the city of Hurst in Texas, and they had a booth there. And I remember I bothered Molly. Oh, God, Molly, please come on. I want to get down there. So she drives me down there. I can still remember this. I just got done drinking a hot chocolate. And on the way there, I swear to you, I am thinking, I am going to see that little girl. Not, she wasn't a little girl. She was older than me in the show. But I'm going to see Annette standing there. I thought, this is it. I'm going to meet her. Very special experience. And I want to be a Mouseketeer. This is what I kept saying. As a child, I was praying about this. I kept saying, I want to be a Mouseketeer, yeah. And really inside, I wanted to see her. I thought she was going to be there somewhere. So I go down there. We go down there. And she's not there. We go up to the booth. Molly paid the money. And it wasn't the kind of Mouseketeer hat you would have seen in the show. It was like a paper copy, a facsimile. It wasn't the actual. And there was a certificate. And well, it was a very special moment for me. I believed this was really happening. I thought, my God, and then I thought, what do we do now? Do I go see some kids? I was looking for her. A biological instinct, spiritual instinct. I was reaching for my mother. I was looking for that. I was looking for that teenage girl. I was looking for my mom. That's what I was doing. I think every kid does that. When you've seen your mother, your real mom, you tend to reach out to them. That is a natural instinct. I don't know why some people in the CIA find that so unusual or bizarre. Why do they find that so strange? The woman did carry me in her womb. She did push me out of her orifice. What do you expect from me, huh? Did I ask to be one of her eggs? Did I ask to be a fertilized egg that got to be an embryo that became a baby? Did I stalk this woman? Oh, of course I stalked her. I grew in her ovaries and I stalked her from her ovaries. What a ridiculous idea. They think this is weird that I wanted to be near her. Why? My God. The fantastic, bizarre thinking in the CIA and the people that want to cover this up is absolutely mind-boggling. But back to this story. It's a sweet little story. I was waiting to see her. Oh, it was a beautiful, whoa, whoa. Where are they at? Where is she at? Where is she at? And I looked and I looked and I looked. And she wasn't there. I went back to the house with my little certificate and my hat. And I felt a bit dejected, a little cold. I don't know where you are. And I couldn't find her. It was just a lady at the booth, and that was it. For me, being in that club was a very all-inclusive feeling. It meant something very, very sweet, very included. You felt at the time you were going to be a part of something very special. That I had a sense, I could feel there is truth to the psychic connection of mothers and children, and I could feel the love emanating from all of this in my direction, and it confused me. As a child, it was confusing. Well, wait a minute, how can that be? Well, what's loving me from all this? Disney, Musketeers, or which? That little Italian girl, that little black-haired girl, she's loving me. But not as she looked at the time. Not as she looked in the late 70s and in the reruns. But the woman was loving me from a distance. I don't know why in this life. My mother had to be a very exclusive item to me. A very exclusive family to me sits out there. They're too good for me. They're too good to know me. They're too good to have me in their lives. I don't know why that is. I don't understand it. It's not putting anybody down. But they're too good for me. Mother was too good for me. I wasn't good enough to get into that life. My own mother. I wasn't good enough. I wasn't special enough. I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't clever enough. It's like Alanis Morissette made that song in the 1990s called Perfect. It's like she says in the lyrics, sometimes it's never quite enough. If you're flawless, then you'll earn our love. I guess in many respects, that's what I've been doing. I've published a banal amount of books. I've got a lot of education. I've done things most people don't want to talk about or would ever do. And what am I trying to do? To be accepted and be loved. And perhaps earn that love by being Neil Armstrong or Albert Einstein. A psychic lady did say long ago this would all happen. It's going down the way she said, sadly, but she did say also that in the end, when I'm dead and gone, there's a museum. There's actually 3 museums in America that will feature me. They're wax museums. And in my accomplishments in my books and what I've contributed to the paranormal world and my E.T. pictures from the forests that scared and frightened and intrigued and amazed people, and of all these things and all else, and these allegations that I'm her son, that they would be, the contributions made an impact on the world in a good way. And people want to say thank you. And what I get is wax renditions of me standing in these museums. So you don't get to meet me in person. Just know that one day after I'm gone, you can visit one of these museums and see the rendition of J.P. Moss in a forest scene behind me. You can get a sense of me. I guess my spirit will be there. I know I'll be with my mother then. I hope. I hope I'm not I hope the afterlife isn't too much of a members-only club, or I need to cover things up there. I hope I'm allowed, at least up there.